everyone. Glad you could make it. Glad you found me here. We're going to be doing your weekend energies. I'm going to be doing all 12 signs, so everybody's going to get to hear about what the cards are saying for them this weekend. So let's go ahead and get started with, let's start with our Capricorns. And with our Capricorns, we know that they are very ambitious. So let's see if the cards are saying something you've been thinking about doing this weekend. Maybe it's going to happen here. So we have, some good cards. Strong and powerful cards. Let's see here. Definitely using that one. It came out together. All right. So we are seeing, first and foremost, the Magician. And the Magician is a great card to start out with. With that power, the power to use your intuition, the power to create. Sounds like just about anything you're going to set your mind to, it's going to happen for you this weekend. We have the Tower representing chaos, temporary chaos, but being able to persevere through that chaos. Sounds like it might be a wild weekend for you, but things are still going to turn out well in the end. We have the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man is saying a temporary pause, time for meditation. It seems like with the other things that are going on here, that pause will be a short pause, probably much needed in order to go on, but you're going to be concentrating on the things that you want to see happen this weekend, Capricorn. Then we have the Three of Cups, so we have a little bit of emotion thrown in there. And with the Three of Cups, it's focusing on friendships and celebrations. So sounds like all of that could go together. Maybe there's a big event this weekend, something that you really wanted to get together with friends for. And this sounds like the weekend to do it. Then we have the Two of Swords. Negotiation and compromise, regardless of your feelings. So maybe your partner, because we have the cups already here, it's focusing on friendship, but maybe the things that you're looking to do this weekend, perhaps your partner is not. So that's where some compromise might I'm thinking the compromise will definitely be coming in there, trying to figure out what you're going to do this weekend. But for Capricorns, you're very enduring, so you know you're going to be able to push that forward. Then we have the Devil. We know that the Devil represents your primal nature being kept in check, trying to curb your addictive behaviors. So that in play with the other cards, maybe you are going to be more inclined to give in a little bit to the other person, whoever was trying to get you to do what they wanted to do. Maybe you're going to be outside your comfort zone. Perhaps you are going to give in to them. Then we have the Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. Rash behavior with Knights almost always, and this is with money. So with the Knight of Pentacles, you're seeking security and stability, but you see that you feel like there's good luck on the horizon. So again, being open to other situations, being open to listening to your partner or someone else, it might be to your benefit in this vein as well. We have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is saying to us, there's a wake-up call somewhere. So perhaps you aren't the one who needs to give in. Perhaps someone else needs to give in to your ideas. So this could be a fun weekend, almost like a Libra's weekend. Nobody knows what we're going to do because nobody can decide on what we're going to do. Then we have the Knight of Wands, another impulsive card. And the Knight of Wands are in action cards. So with the Knight of Wands, it's saying that kind of premature action. So I think it's going to be a fly by the seat of your pants kind of weekend, Capricorn. So just do your best to stay true to yourself. Be open to listen to other people, but you might have to make some decisions for someone else. So that's what I have for our Capricorns for this weekend. Yeah. Gotta look out for yourself. All right, so the next reading we are going to be looking at our Virgo friends, seeing what our Virgos are up to this weekend. Very analytical and methodical, very practical. So we're going to see, I hope we don't see a fly by the seat of your pants weekend for you, Virgo. Not exactly your forte, your strong suit. Kind of like to know what's going on. So I have the Ten of Swords. I have the Moon. I have the Sun. Oh, that's a great combo. The Hermit. The Five of Wands. Another Swords, the Six of Swords. The Page of Cups, finally some romance, some relationships in there. The Eight of Pentacles and the Empress. Very nice. So, let's see, with that being said. So, got some swords cards going on in there, so we know swords represent a challenge. Between the 10 and the 6, the 10 is saying to us, end of troubles, you're going to feel some finality. Conflicts are going to end. You might not feel like they're a victory, but they will be. You'll be just relieved that it's over. The Six of Cups, that one is saying improvement is coming to you. A peace is going to be restored. After a long period of difficulty, finally you're going to feel steady progress toward that peace that you've been looking for. So the swords are representing some very nice energy. We have the Moon and the Sun. So the Moon speaks to dreams and visions, trusting one's own intuition. You're going to be more capable of divine communication than you've ever been. And then with the Sun, it represents happiness and success, security, just that feeling that all is well. So really that's a great setup for the weekend. Then you have the Hermit. Oddly enough, you're saying that solitude and inner wisdom, time for contemplation is happening at the same time. Well, maybe that's your happy spot. Maybe your happy spot is going to be alone this weekend. Take some time to finish projects that you have wanted to do. Take yourself to the movies. That's one of my favorite things. I love going to the movies, and the older I get, the better I am at going alone. If it's something I want to see and I know my friends aren't going to want to go, I don't even ask anymore. I just go. So maybe you're going to be doing you in the purest sense this weekend, and it's going to make you very happy. It's going to bring you the ability to have a really strong, productive week. We got the Wands going on here. We got the the Five of Wands. With the Five of Wands, it represents competition, diligence, a struggle to coordinate. So, you're going to be able to move forward past anything that is in your way this weekend. That's why I think with the Hermit, you are definitely going to have your own time. Time to yourself. We have the Page of Cups. With the Page of Cups, that's a fairly high card in the emotional suit of Cups. So what the Page of Cups speaks to is guidance and friendship, connection. Good news about a friendship, but it's also a period of time when you're appreciating your own talent, someone else's talent, and the application of art. So again, I think going to the movies, going to a play, something that you know nobody else would want to do with you, this is the weekend to do it. Go see a Broadway play or a play. Go to the opera. Do something for yourself that you know your friends wouldn't want to do with you. We have the Eight of Pentacles. With the Eight of Pentacles, it's speaking to skilled work and long-term prosperity. So again, like I said, I think that these things that you're going to do for yourself this weekend, mostly concentrating on yourself and what you want, is actually going to be beneficial to you in the long run. It's going to help you accomplish those long-term goals. You're going to feel more prosperity. And we end with the Empress. And the Empress represents beauty and a creative force, but lots of abundance and domestic harmony. So this is going to give you the ability to, I think, even if you do choose to go off to yourself this weekend, all of your relationships, everything is going to benefit from you taking that little bit of time for yourself, especially your home life. And then also it's going to, with the Empress, it tells you that you need to stay true to yourself so that you can more properly nurture others. So that is what I'm seeing for our Virgo friends. So give us a minute here. Sounds good. There's lots of great movies out right now, and I got the feeling a lot of you are feeling the way I do about that. You know, sometimes you just don't want to see what someone else is seeing, or you just know that there's something that people aren't going to want to do with you. So Virgo, time to do that by yourself. So now we're going to take a look at our Taurus friends. Taurus being those very purposeful and obstinate folks. We know how our Tauruses get. So we're going to start with the Queen of Cups, already an emotional card, very high emotional card. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, talking about some money here, and the Three of Swords. Three of Wands, Six of Cups, more cups, the Magician, good card, Four of Pentacles. Ooh. We got the King of Swords, so another Swords, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. So, good cards. Let's see here. So for our Tauruses, with the Queen of Cups is giving you that sense, or speaking to people who feel like there is always room to share with people, having an emotional balance with the people around you, just sharing your strong physical attraction. This is a strong physical attraction, and with the Queen of Cups, you're feeling the need to consider your family and the community that you are involved in. So going to the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles speaks to balance, being adaptable, and time management, especially right now because it could be an uncertain time for career or money, learning to juggle your resources, and thinking of the whole community, thinking of your family when you're making those decisions. Those speak to each other. Then we have the Three of Swords, represents perseverance and resignation, but you have to remember not to be trapped by that negative thinking or the negative situation you might be in. This weekend you need to move forward, keep moving forward, don't dwell on negative thinking. It's a short period of time and it is supposed to bring you joy, and in this case maybe some resolution for something you've been trying to accomplish. We have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, they represent foresight, success. Your initiative actually pays off. So you're using your creativity to problem solve. So again, speaks to those other cards. We have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is saying that happiness and nostalgia might be about the same thing, that our past is a positive influence. Look to our childhood, think about things from the past. It's a good time to reflect on who you were. Or maybe this is a weekend where you actually just get right in there and you start behaving like a child. Maybe go to the park and actually play on the playground. Play Frisbee. Get your dog out. Go get out with your dog. This is a time to embrace those things of your childhood. I love going to the park. So, and if the weather's really good, why wouldn't you? Then we have the Magician, and the Magician has the power of intuition, the power to create, and literally is that bridge between the ethereal plane and the physical. So it's literally a time where you can manifest your goals. Use concentration to create that positive condition that will make the things that you are wishing for, longing for, make them happen. So this is a good week. It sounds like it's a good weekend to just get outdoors, let your creativity flow, get some exercise, get some sun. Then we have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles says that we would be feeling like protecting resources, feeling a balance and economic stability, feeling like you're on the right track. So this all speaks to each other. You're thinking about your community and family first and foremost, and then all of these are speaking to that moving forward, being smart financially, being more open to more naive answers like innocence of childhood. Then we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords speaks to analysis, being able to fully understand a complex situation. So again, if you're thinking about the big picture, if you're thinking about everything as a whole, that analytical thinking, that being able to grasp the situation, even though it might be very complex, all working together quite well. Then we end with the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is saying that it's time to grasp your good luck, seeing it on the horizon, knowing that right now stability and security are very much one and the same, and then that you are finally understanding that the result of your past efforts and your attention to detail are actually paying off. So this is a Knight's card that is not necessarily the one that is going to say that you are leaping before you look. It's actually saying that you are being thoughtful about everything before you make a decision. So this sounds like it's going to be a good, very heartfelt, practical weekend. Get outdoors. Get outdoors. All right. So next is our Aries. So give me just a moment. So for our Aries, very enthusiastic and impulsive. So I'm thinking that a weekend of beautiful weather, I couldn't imagine you not wanting to get outside, but let's see what the cards are saying for you, for our Aries friends. So we're starting with the Three of Cups. Then we have the Five of Wands. We have the Emperor. Okay. We have the Eight of Cups, so another Cups card leading the way. So an emotional weekend for our Aries friends. Six of Swords and the Star. Then we have the Hierophant. We have the Queen of Pentacles, so not just a money card, but a good one, a nice high one. And let's see here. Then we have, last but not least, the Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. So couple Pentacles cards. Three cards from the Major Arcana. That is pretty impressive and good ones. And if you didn't already know, that Major Arcana is the cards that kind of, they're standalone cards. They are very high in power, so they would mean a lot in your reading. So we'll see what they say in this case. So the Three of Cups, starting with an emotional card. It's the one representing friendships, feeling rejuvenated, both physically and emotionally. So that's nice. It sounds like your weekend, Aries, is actually going to do for you what a weekend is supposed to do for you. You're going to come out of it feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. So yay, you're going to have a real weekend, Aries. The Five of Wands. Wands is an action card. The Five of Wands speaks to competition. Cooperation is needed. It's going to be a challenge for you to cooperate with whoever this person or the situation is, but it's going to be needed for you to be able to regroup, and it's also going to be needed for growth. So sounds like you are going to have a little bit of adversity during your weekend. And then the next card we have is the Emperor. So thinking maybe the Emperor is exactly who you're going to be having issues with, and because In this case, Emperor is directly associated with Aries. He's an Aries card representing Aries. So that leadership and structure, that self-discipline that would help bring your goals into being, basically that father figure, he's definitely going to be part of probably the problem and the resolution for you this weekend. So you might have to take care of that before you get to have that weekend that you were hoping you would get to have. The Eight of Cups is saying that there's a turning point. You are going to be making a decision to change for the better. So this is also the card that says that nature is a perfect place for this. So I don't know what I've got with the park today, but the weather is beautiful here right now. So the thought of being out in the park, tossing a frisbee, having some fried chicken, just doing what you're supposed to do on the weekend. The eight is saying that. And then the change that you might be making, that turning point, well, you got the Emperor right there to help you with that. So it's going to be something that happens for you this weekend, but it's going to be short-lived and quick because you're supposed to have a real weekend this weekend, Aries. And then we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords represents improvement and a peace restored, possibly a journey involved, and a trip to make things better, because it's been a long period of difficulty that brings this steady progress, this move forward to positivity. So maybe you're actually going somewhere to enjoy your weekend, but it will still be a fun and joyous something that you want to do on your weekend. Don't forget that, Aries. Your weekend is going to be your own. Then we have the Star. The Star just represents inspiration and new ideas. So maybe that will be incorporated this weekend. The Hierophant, also called the High Priest, guidance. You've already got the Emperor there with you, so it sounds like possibly a Taurus is going to be helping you with this, Aries. So you might be meeting up with a Taurus this weekend that is going to help bring you further into your spiritual journeys, helping you accomplish some inner peace. Queen of Pentacles also represents tranquility and massive abundance. So peace and tranquility, just feeling like everything is well, and also having that mindset that there's plenty to go around. So it's a very, very kind of zen feeling. So another good feeling for the weekend. Absolutely, Aries. Then we end with the Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles. With the Seven of Pentacles, it's reinforcing that you have to have that perseverance, patience with developments, faith in long-term outcomes, and everything will come together. But for this weekend, it looks like things are going to be very good for you. So that's what I see for our Aries. So let's move on with our Sagittarius. Oh, and our Sagittarius friends are very optimistic and fun-loving. So your weekend, let's hope you have a weekend like our Aries are going to be having. I'm actually kind of jealous to have a weekend where you actually get to do what you're supposed to do on the weekend. So the first card, is the World, or the World. So very good card. And we have the Sun, and we have the High Priestess. Very nice start to your weekend, Sagittarius. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. Nice action card there. We have the Queen of Swords, so a big challenge thrown in there somewhere. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles, another money card. And then to finish it up, we have the Hanged Man. So with the World and the Sun, again, great combination. The World is representing joy, accomplishment, possible material gains, but you're going to feel like a goal has been met or a problem's been resolved. So that's a great way to start off your weekend. Lots of calm, lots of feeling like you can relax and enjoy your weekend, Sagittarius. The Sun represents happiness and security, that sense that all is well. So those just speak right to each other. Going to have a really just calm, positive weekend. And then you also have the High Priestess, where you are you're supposed to listen to and trust your intuition, and you're going to be more receptive to messages from your higher self. So just really, really positive and very, very groovy weekend for you, Sagittarius. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles. With the Nine of Pentacles, we are seeing good luck, prosperity. You are going to stop and realize you need to enjoy the little things. And then the rewards of your work, what you do every day, what you do just in existence. If you stop to think about how successful you are with that, then you're always going to feel like you're ahead of the game. You're always going to feel like you are being rewarded for what you do. So not a bad way to feel, especially going into such a positive weekend. Nine of Cups. With the Nine of Cups, we see wishes fulfilled and happiness, comfort. This is a card that says it's almost like there's magic in the air, and just a really, really positive spin on your weekend, Sagittarius. You're going to feel like there's magic in the air, feeling like you couldn't have had a better weekend if you had ordered it from above. And then Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is inspiration, potential new beginnings, so expansion, growth. So maybe on this really, really positive, wonderful weekend, you're actually going to start a new project. You're going to meet a new person. You're going to try something outside your comfort zone. That's what the Ace of Wands is saying to me. It is an action card. It's a high action card. Then we have the Queen of Swords. With the Queen of Swords, just saying that your perception and your intellect are going to be kicking in. You're going to have victory over puzzling obstacles. So anything that kind of rears its ugly head this weekend it's going to be handled and dealt with and done, because you're going to have just this really amazingly positive weekend. And then the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles says perseverance and reward for patience with development. So just being open to the fact that things might not happen right away, but that they will resolve in the end. And then the Hanged Man. With the Hanged Man, it represents meditation, a temporary pause, being able to stop and embrace the stillness. Very possible that something like that is going to happen for you this weekend, since the weekend is going to be filled with whatever you want to do, whatever truly makes you happy, lots of reflection, lots of taking care of business here, even starting something new. So the Hanged Man is just saying that among all of those things, you're still going to have time to practice and embrace that stillness, having a little downtime before you start really kicking butt there, Sagittarius. So that's what I'm seeing for your cards for this weekend. Really, really good energy. So let's go on to our Leo. Give me 1 minute. So our Leos, our extravagant, creative friends. Let's see what the weekend holds for you. 1 minute here. So the weekend, we have the Queen of Swords. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Page of Swords. The Ace of Cups. The Two of Wands. The King of Pentacles. The Ten of Swords. Lots of swords in this reading. And the Seven of Pentacles. So, with that, lots of swords. So swords are challenge. So this weekend, Leo, you might just be tasked with really stretching your creativity, seeing how far you can go with that. Because the swords, you have the Four of Swords, representing a vacation, needing to take time out. So possibly getting away, but then you got the Ten of Swords. But it's saying that it's the end of troubles. Time of peace, a time of tranquility. You deserve a break, a vacation. And the Page of Swords, speaks to curiosity, diplomacy, taking on new studies or training, maybe an apprenticeship. So possibly traveling for work. Maybe this is, or maybe you are actually going to travel somewhere to take a class. I've always thought it would be interesting to take like a cooking class in a city known for cooking. Immediately pops to mind like going to Italy to learn to make Italian food. But that's my Libra extravaganza. But Leos are extravagant too, so maybe that's what it's saying. I don't think you can make it to Italy in a weekend, but perhaps you could fly to San Francisco and learn how to make an awesome seafood dish. We have the Ace of Cups. With the Ace of Cups, that represents new emotional experience and being in touch and in tune with your psychic abilities. A fresh start. So those all speak to me of something of change and being open to a new situation. And then we have the Two of Wands. Plans, you're being able to plan from a stable and optimistic vantage point. So as I said, you're not going to be going off half-cocked. You're not going to be jumping into something at the last minute. Perhaps this is something that you have been thinking about, and now you're bringing those plans to fruition. You're actually going to go for it, take a trip, try something new. This is something you've been thinking about, and now you're going to do it. This weekend is the time to seek that out. Then we have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles it represents economic power and great success, and your plans are going to be realized and manifested. So again, whatever it is, whatever you've been thinking about doing this weekend, it's going to happen. You're going to be doing it, and you're going to be very successful with it. The Ten of Swords says end of troubles, peace, and relief. So remember, we already talked about that. Everything seems to be going together. And then you have that Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles represents patience with developments and faith in long-term outcomes. So obviously, this was something you were already thinking about. So Leo, that is what I see for you. So productive. And I really think maybe you should go take a cooking class in another city. How'd you learn how to make that? Well, I learned how to make that sushi in Japan. Wouldn't that be interesting to be able to say and talk about extravagant? So next is our Aquarius friends. Aquarius, you are pretty intuitive yourself. So let's see what your weekend leads to. All right, so with the Aquarius, we have the Nine of Swords. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Tower. We have the King of Wands. The Eight of Swords. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Nine of Wands. Four of Cups. And we finish with the Six of Wands. So a nice representation of all the cards, a little bit of everything. Being heavy on swords, even though they seem to represent a challenge, it was not bad for our Leo friends. So let's see, with the Nine of Swords, that's speaking to anxiety, stress, possibly even nightmares. So you're at the point where you're constantly expecting bad things to happen. So that's not how you want to go into your weekend, Aquarius. So get a fresh perspective. Use this weekend as an opportunity to get a fresh perspective. You want to get away from that negative thinking, the nightmarish thoughts. Just let them go. The Six of Cups, our emotional card, is saying that happiness and childhood are going to probably be a key to that. So maybe it's time to maybe look up an old friend, somebody who can help you get that fresh perspective. I think that that seems like a very logical thing to do, even if it's just, I mean, nowadays with technology, social media, you can get in touch with a friend from 3rd grade in 2 minutes. So maybe this is time to really look back into your childhood and have somebody help you, even just a chat. Doesn't have to be asking them about what's bothering you. Sometimes just it flows into natural conversation, and then that would seem kismet. So let somebody help you from the past. The Tower, okay, it's telling you out of chaos comes the best results. So sometimes you have to be willing to take the leap. You have to be willing to say, okay, I don't want to perish in this fire. I don't want to jump, but I'm thinking my chances of surviving are better if I jump. So jump. It's time for you to jump. Contact that friend, see what they're doing, see how they can help you get that fresh perspective. This weekend, King of Wands. The King of Wands says to us that there's leadership and honor, compassionate. There's someone who you need to seek out. So again, this might actually be who this friend is from the past. It might actually be your King of Wands. It might be someone who really is a visionary, someone who is a very honorable person, very compassionate, and he is a natural leader. So this is somebody you would want to seek out. And, how fun would that be to maybe even get the chance to see this person? Maybe they're close enough that this weekend, not only are you seeking them out and calling them, but you're going to meet up. Hey, believe it or not, I still live in the same town, not far from you. We're going to get together. The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is representing patience and the right timing. Using your ability for your own constraint to avoid having a situation where you might feel trapped. So again, you're thinking about you need some sort of resolution. You need to get it from this. And then the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is always turning, very cyclical, always changing. So it's very positive. It's very positive forward motion, but you need to stay centered. Again, having these having the strong King of Wands there in your corner, knowing that it's someone who is looking for your best interest, having that as your center, and then moving forward and rolling with it. Great idea. Good for the weekend. Then we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is just speaking to assistance. So again, we're asking for help. We have plans that are on the verge of realization. With the Four of Cups says to us, it's time for contemplation, maybe a little distraction. So your material needs might be getting met, but you are not dealing with your emotional or creativity. So this weekend might be a time to feed that need. See what's going on. What do you feel like you need emotionally or in your creative outlet? Let's see. And then last but not least, the Six of Wands. So with the Six of Wands, we have victory and success, maybe even public recognition. So you need to you would feel like you are succeeding, and the reward will be well deserved. So that is what I'm seeing for my Aquarius. Let me get to my Gemini. So for the Geminis out there, I see the Queen of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Tower. We're going to have to redo that thing. The Two of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Magician, and the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords with strong female presence. With the Wands, we know the Queen is representing accomplishment, inspiration, someone who's kind and has a loyalty to you, someone who you know would give you heartfelt advice. Time for that. With the Queen of Swords, we know that that's representing perception and victory over puzzling obstacles. So both of those together would be saying you're going to be resolving something and feel very strongly about it. The Six of Cups. Six of Cups is just speaking to happiness and again, childhood nostalgia. And then the Tower. The Tower is saying that you're going to be stepping outside of your comfort zone, taking a leap, doing something that you wouldn't normally do. So this weekend might be a weekend of complete discovery or maybe even reverting back, going to do something that you would have enjoyed in your childhood. Two of Swords. Negotiation and compromise are going to be part of your weekend, what you're doing. So it sounds like someone might be with you or you might be running into someone that is still going to require that from you. With the Wands, the Knight and the Nine. With the Wands, the Knight represents forward movement, but restlessness. But the Nine is also speaking to assistance and courage. Your plans are on the verge of coming to be, so just kind of stabilize yourself so that that can happen. The Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups represents that new emotional experience and getting better with your psychic abilities. So perhaps all of this is going to be something that feels like second nature because you are more in tune with that. Then we have the Magician, who is actually pulling everything together, your wishes, your dreams, your physical world, ethereal and physical plane. And then last but not least, you have your Queen of Swords. With the Queen of Swords, just saying that you are good. Well, we already talked about the two queens. You're going to be able to overcome any obstacle that's in your way, puzzling or not. So that's what I see for our Geminis. Now, we're going to talk to our Libra friends. I myself am a Libra, so we're going to see what the cards are saying to myself and my fellow Libras out there for this weekend. I'm hoping we get to enjoy our weekend like the Aries. Let's see. All right. So right off the bat, we have Judgment. So I don't think we're going to have much rest this weekend, Libra. Sorry. Five of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Three of Pentacles. And we have Death. We know Death is representing the end of something, so something new can begin, hopefully something wonderful. Another Knight's card, another Swords, the Three of Swords. We have the Chariot, so it sounds like we might be going somewhere, have a little trip. I could use a vacation. I don't know about you. And then the Fool, which also represents a journey, a leap of faith, innocence. So put all together, it looks like for our Libras, a trip is definitely coming for you this weekend. Between the Fool, the Chariot, a Death, I'm thinking definitely a trip for you. With the Swords, which are a challenge, you've got the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is just speaking to a wake-up call. So you need, there's something that you're being warned about with that. But then with the Three of Swords, that one's saying that sorrow and resignation might be involved here. So you do have to stop yourself from being caught in that negative loop, and you have to keep moving forward. With the Pentacles, we have the Knight of Pentacles and we have the Three of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles representing good luck in career or business or money, and it's a result of your past efforts. With the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles represents creativity and recognition. So success in business or career. So this is maybe even a raise, or maybe you're getting a trip for something you did. Maybe you won it. People do all sorts of things in in business now to incentivize their employees. Maybe you're going to win a trip. That'd be kind of cool. And it would be because of your hard work, your evaluation, your self-evaluation with that judgment card there. So overall, it looks like, well, the only thing we haven't touched on is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is rational and logical solutions. So you might be jumping to conclusions to get an outcome, but I think that overall you're going to be rewarded. So I think maybe this weekend is going to be on your company, or it's going to be something that you've earned. So wouldn't that be nice, Libra? I hope that happens for you. So next is going to be our Cancer friends. So let's see what the cards have to say to our Cancers. So for our Cancers, our tough yet caring Cancers, we have the Six of Swords, we have the Emperor, and we have the Seven of Cups. We have the Six of Pentacles, we have Wands, the Page of Wands, and we have the Page of Pentacles, so 2 pages. Let's see here. We have the King of Cups, so a high emotional card. We have the Justice card. And we have the Two of Pentacles. So, with those 2 pages, that kind of jumped out at me. So, the Page of Pentacles is representing financial opportunity, diligence, and a worthwhile effort, where the Page of Wands is representing optimism, enthusiasm. So you have to be aware with that unbridled enthusiasm, especially when you're going towards something like for the Pentacles, because you might actually you got to be careful not to go too fast, too quick. You need to take a little bit of thought with that. So this weekend sounds like you're going to get an opportunity to do something big, but think about it. Think about it before you do it. With the swords, the Six of Swords, swords is speaking to improvement or a journey, steady progress, and a period of transition. So that, along with the Emperor, so perhaps that Emperor is going to be who helps you with these decisions and with accomplishing that. And like I said before, the Aries is directly affiliated with the Emperor, so perhaps that's an Aries. You have the Seven of Cups and you have the King of Cups. So 2 emotional cards. The King, being one of the highest, represents emotional balance, just good feelings all around, a need for a cause for major celebration. And then you have the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is just wishful thinking, integrating heart and intuition to make your best choices. And then we have Justice. With Justice, excuse me, that involves fair or right decisions, more or less like a cause and effect. So what you do does affect someone else. It's like balancing your karma, balancing your chi, very much wanting to make sure everything is even and fair. And then with the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles represents balance and adaptability. Uncertain times for your money or career, but you will juggle, you will balance those together and come out better in the end. So for this weekend, it looks like you are going to be presented with things that can make your life better, but you need to stop and think about them. Like maybe it might be too good to be true. And then Pisces, let's see what we have for our Pisces. So for our Pisces friends, and we know our Pisces are sensitive and oftentimes self-sacrificing. Let's see if this is a weekend where you can actually relax and think about you. So I see the Two of Pentacles. I see the Lovers. I see the moon. The Chariot. So a trip, it looks like everybody's going to get to go somewhere this weekend. We have the Two of Cups and we have the Lovers. That's a wonderful combination. So Pisces, I think you're going to be taking a trip with someone you care very deeply about, possibly a lover. So we have the Nine of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles. And we have, oh, oddly enough, the Hermit. So with the Lovers and the Two of Cups, and we know the Two of Cups represents joy and partnership and harmony, communication. So it's kind of ironic that we have the Two of Cups. We have the Lovers, which represents just the whole idea of being in love, balancing one's desires with the wants and needs of someone else. Definitely thinking about someone else when you're trying to make a decision. But yet we have the Hermit, who represents solitude and inner wisdom. So a romantic weekend or a weekend alone? That, I would think it's going to be the romantic weekend. You also have the moon in play, dreaminess and visions, divine communication. So maybe this will be an extremely divine and loving weekend for you, and maybe that too becomes one thing. That might be the Hermit thing. You feel like you are having your inner solitude, but you're still together. It's very deep, very, very, very romantic, I think. So, and then with the Pentacles, we have the 2 and we have the 10. So the 2 is just representing balance and adaptability, uncertain times with your finances. The 10 is representing home and family, wealth from generations. So this is looking at something like maybe an inheritance. So for the weekend, I don't know what that means. Maybe going to an ancestral home, going to visit family, taking someone to meet your family. That might be it. Because with the Chariot, you do have a trip coming up. So money, with the Pentacles, you've got the King of Pentacles as well. So something with money is happening for you this weekend. And your action card, the Nine of Wands, well, that's also saying that you, some plans are on the verge of realization. So all very good, but all being done with love in mind. Very strong love I'm getting right there, Pisces. So good for you. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next weekend. And then we have our Scorpios. So hello, Scorpios. Glad you could make it. Glad you were here. And let's see what we got for you this weekend. Let's see. Oh, we're starting out with Temperance. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the 7 of Swords. The 3 of Cups. The Queen of Cups. The 3 of Wands. The Magician. The Knight of Cups. So lots of emotion there. And last but not least, the World. Good way to end. So for this weekend, Temperance is the name of the game. Temperance is your first card. And Temperance represents balance and moderation. Cooperation can actually be the key to your success. So being willing and open to work with someone else. So this might be something you've been working toward for a while. You have the Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is representing skilled work, studies, satisfaction. So you're working towards something new or something long-term, but you are open to help with it. With your Swords, we have one Swords card, and that is the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords speaks to clarity and strategy. So, and actually trying to keep your ideas and your resources to yourself. So it's going to be kind of weird that you're working with someone toward a goal, but this is the weekend to do it. You have the 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups is friendships and celebration, having a good weekend where you're going to come out of it feeling rejuvenated physically and emotionally. And then we have the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. The Queen and the Knight both represent Well, the Queen is compassion and very emotional, and very much considering the needs of other people around you, your community and your family, when you're making your plans or decisions. And then the Knight is speaking to romance and flirtation. So just an intensely emotional weekend for you. And then with the World, promising joy and accomplishment, celebration. So overall, a very positive, very connected weekend, I would think, and also accomplishing a lot, and more than likely involving family or just your people, your community. So that is what I see for our Scorpios this week. Thank you for joining. Thank you for stopping in. I'm glad you were able to see what we have for you this weekend. Can't wait to see what the cards are going to say for you next weekend, and have a good weekend.